Right now, as you watch this, your kidneys are quietly paying the price for something you probably did this morning. Not last year, not a decade ago, this morning. And the truly frightening part, you had absolutely no idea it was happening. I'm Dr. Grace Wells, kidney and diabetes health educator for older adults, and I need to be completely honest with you about something most doctors don't take the time to explain clearly enough. Kidney damage in people over 60 is not just common, it is at epidemic levels. And a significant portion of that damage is coming directly from everyday habits that we have been told are perfectly fine. I have sat with thousands of patients over the years, wonderful, active, caring people, and I have watched them discover far too late that something they did every single day was slowly dismantling the very organs keeping them alive. I refuse to let that happen to you. So in this video, I am going to name 4 things, 4 everyday habits that are silently destroying your kidney health right now. We'll go from serious to absolutely devastating. And I'll tell you exactly what to do about each one. Stay with me all the way to number 1. Because what I reveal there is something most doctors are still not warning their patients about specifically enough. And if you have diabetes or high blood pressure, number 1 is not just important, it is urgent. But before we get into the list, I need you to understand something that changes everything. As we age, the kidneys gradually lose their filtration capacity. By the time you're in your 60s or 70s, you may have lost 25 to 30% of your kidney function compared to when you were younger. And you feel nothing. No pain, no warning, no alarm in your body goes off. The medical community calls this the silent progression of kidney disease. I call it a clock that's been ticking for years inside you, that no one ever pointed to and said, listen. Your kidneys do far more than most people realize. They filter your entire blood supply dozens of times every single day. They regulate your blood pressure. They keep your bones strong. They signal your body to produce the red blood cells that give you energy in the morning. When they begin to fail, everything begins to fail alongside them. What I see repeatedly in my work is patients arriving at stage 3 or stage 4 kidney disease, frightened, exhausted, swollen. And they ask me the same question every time. Dr. Wells, how did I miss this? The answer is always the same. Nobody warned them clearly enough. Nobody pointed to the specific things in their daily life and said, this is hurting you, right here, right now. That is exactly what I'm doing today. Silent destroyer number 4. The habit that starves your kidneys without you eating a thing. This one surprises almost everyone because it has nothing to do with food or drink. It's about what you don't do. I'm talking about sitting still for long periods, hours in a chair, on a sofa, in front of a screen. Now I am not here to make you feel guilty. I understand. After a certain age, life slows down, joints ache, walking feels harder than it used to, resting feels well and truly earned. But here is what is happening inside your body while you sit. Your blood circulation slows dramatically, and your kidneys are entirely dependent on strong, steady blood flow to do their job. Think of them as the most sophisticated filtration system ever built, but that system needs pressure to run. When circulation drops, the pressure drops. The filters don't clean properly. Waste begins to build, and it gets worse. Long periods of sitting cause your blood sugar regulation to break down. Your body loses its efficiency at processing glucose. Over weeks and months, this quietly pushes you toward insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. It also causes blood pressure to slowly rise, and those 2 conditions, diabetes and hypertension, are the top 2 causes of kidney failure in the entire world. So sitting still isn't just about getting a little stiff, it is directly feeding the 2 biggest threats to your kidneys. What can you do right now? You don't need a gym membership, you don't need a trainer, you need one simple rule. Don't sit for more than 1 hour without standing up. Set a phone alarm if that helps. Stand, Walk to the kitchen, pour yourself a glass of water, stretch your arms above your head. That's genuinely all it takes to reactivate your circulation. If you can add a daily walk, even 10 or 15 minutes, you will be doing more for your kidney health than most medications can achieve. And if walking is difficult for you right now, seated exercises work too. Moving your arms, lifting your legs slowly, rotating your ankles. Any movement sends a fresh wave of circulation directly to your kidneys. Remember that image. Every time you stand up, it's a wave of clean, pressurized blood reaching those filters. Keep those waves coming. Silent destroyer number 3. The pill in your medicine cabinet that you trust completely. This one lives in almost every home in the country. You reach for it when your back aches, when your knees flare up, when a headache refuses to quit. I'm talking about over-the-counter anti-inflammatory painkillers. Ibuprofen, naproxen, diclofenac. The ones you can buy without a prescription and swallow without a second thought because the packaging makes them look completely harmless. Here is what they are actually doing to your kidneys. Your kidneys rely on tiny chemical messengers called prostaglandins to keep their blood vessels open and flowing. When those vessels stay open, your kidneys receive the blood and oxygen they need to survive. Anti-inflammatory medications block those messengers. They're designed to reduce inflammation in your joints and muscles. But they cannot tell the difference between the prostaglandins causing your knee pain and the prostaglandins protecting your kidneys, so they block all of them. The blood vessels feeding your kidneys constrict. Blood flow drops. Oxygen delivery falls. And kidney tissue begins, slowly and silently, to scar. For someone younger, the kidneys recover relatively quickly. For someone over 60 with already reduced kidney function, the recovery is much slower. And if you are taking these pills every single day for chronic arthritis pain, the damage compounds. I have watched patients who thought they were managing their pain responsibly for years suddenly discover during a routine blood test that their kidney function has dropped significantly. The only thing that changed was a habit they thought was safe. What should you do? If you take anti-inflammatory painkillers daily, please speak with your doctor before making any changes. That conversation matters. Know that acetaminophen, paracetamol, is generally much kinder to your kidneys when taken at the correct dose. Ask your doctor whether it's a better option for your situation. Explore what works beyond pills. Heat therapy, cold packs, gentle stretching, physical therapy. For many types of chronic pain, these approaches reduce how much medication you actually need. And read every label before taking any over-the-counter product. Cold remedies, sleep aids, headache tablets, many of them contain hidden ibuprofen or naproxen. If your joints hurt, that pain absolutely deserves to be addressed. But your kidneys deserve protection at the same time. Use anti-inflammatories occasionally, wisely, and always with your doctor's knowledge. Silent destroyer number 2. The ingredient. That's hiding in almost everything you think is fine. I want to ask you something. Do you consider yourself someone who's already careful about salt? Most people tell me yes. They stopped salting their food at the table years ago. They cook simply. They think they've handled this one. And I gently have to tell them what I'm about to tell you. The salt shaker is not your problem. The real threat is the sodium already hiding inside packaged and processed foods before you ever open them. Bread, deli meats, canned soups, frozen meals, salad dressings, breakfast cereals. Many foods that don't taste remotely salty are absolutely loaded with sodium. Research consistently shows that more than 70% of the sodium we consume comes not from anything we add, but from sodium that was already in the food when we bought it. This matters enormously for your kidneys. When sodium levels rise in your blood, your body takes immediate automatic action to protect itself. It holds on to water. It signals your kidneys to stop releasing fluid. Blood volume rises. Pressure inside your arteries climbs. That is high blood pressure. And high blood pressure is the second leading cause of kidney failure. Your kidney filters are networks of the most delicate blood vessels in your entire body. Sustained high pressure doesn't just stress them, it damages them, day after day, meal after meal. Because it is completely painless, most people have no idea it's happening until a routine blood test comes back looking far worse than expected. So what actually helps? Become someone who reads nutrition labels. Turn the package over. Find the word sodium. Anything over 600 milligrams per serving deserves a second look. The general guidance is under 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. If you already have high blood pressure or kidney disease, your doctor may recommend staying closer to 1,500 milligrams. Cook at home when you can, not because home cooking needs to be complicated, but because it puts you in complete control of what goes into your food. And discover what herbs and spices can actually do. Garlic, turmeric, rosemary, cumin, black pepper, a squeeze of fresh lemon over almost anything. These can transform a simple meal without a single grain of added salt. One practical tip before we move on: if you use canned vegetables, rinse them under cold running water for about 30 seconds before cooking. That small step removes a significant portion of the processing sodium. It takes half a minute. It's worth every second. And now, the one I have been building toward. Silent destroyer number 1. The sweet betrayal that is driving the global kidney failure crisis. I need you to really hear what I'm about to say. Of everything we have covered today, this is the one causing the most irreversible damage in my patients, the most dialysis, the most devastation, the most conversations I have sat through with families who didn't understand how it got this far. And it is, by a wide margin, the most normalized substance in our entire food supply. I'm talking about sugar and its closest partner in destruction, refined flour. White bread, regular pasta, crackers, cookies, sugary drinks of any kind, flavored yogurts, most breakfast cereals, bottled fruit juice that you may think is healthy. I need to explain what these foods actually do to your body in a way that goes far beyond weight gain. When you eat sugar or refined flour, your blood glucose rises sharply. Your pancreas responds by flooding your system with insulin to bring it back down. Every time, every meal, every snack. Do that enough times, over enough years, and your cells stop responding to the insulin signal. They become resistant to it. Blood sugar stays elevated, and that is the moment type 2 diabetes develops. Diabetes is the #1 cause of kidney failure in the world. Not one of the top causes, the single leading cause. Here is what chronically high blood sugar actually does inside your kidneys. Excess glucose is chemically corrosive to delicate tissue. It damages the tiny filters inside your kidneys, making them stiff, scarred, and progressively non-functional. This process has a name: diabetic nephropathy, and it represents the fastest known pathway from functioning kidneys to dialysis. But even if you haven't been diagnosed with diabetes, sugar is still attacking your kidneys through 3 additional pathways. It raises blood pressure, independently of how much salt you eat. It causes chronic low-grade inflammation throughout your entire body, including deep inside the vessels of your kidneys. And excess sugar is converted to fat, contributing to weight gain and fatty liver disease, both of which place further burden on your kidneys. This is not one attack. It is a coordinated, forefront assault on your kidney health. And it is happening every time you consume these foods. Now, I am not here to take joy away from your life. Food is connection. Food is comfort. Food carries memories and culture and love. I understand that completely. What I am here to do is give you the knowledge to make choices that protect you Because you deserve that knowledge, here is what genuinely helps. Start with liquid sugar, sodas, commercial fruit juices, sweetened teas, flavored coffees. A single standard soda can contain 8 to 10 teaspoons of sugar. Replace these with water, sparkling water with lemon or plain herbal tea. This one change alone can create a meaningful shift in your blood sugar patterns. Learn that sugar travels under many names on ingredient labels: high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, sucrose, glucose syrup. These are the same threat wearing different masks. Swap refined grains for whole grains wherever you can. Whole grain bread, brown rice, rolled oats. The fiber in whole grains slows the absorption of sugar into your blood, which protects your pancreas and reduces the stress on your kidneys. And gradually shift your plate toward whole, real foods. Vegetables, legumes, fish, eggs, nuts, seeds, fresh fruit in reasonable portions. When your meals are built on these foods, sugar and refined flour simply take up less space. This is not about eating a perfect diet. It is about understanding what is genuinely hurting you and making one better choice at a time. Let's bring all of this together. You now know the 4 silent destroyers that are threatening your kidney health. Number 4, sitting still for long periods, which slows circulation and actively feeds diabetes and high blood pressure. Number 3, over-the-counter anti-inflammatory painkillers, which restrict blood flow to your kidneys and cause scarring you cannot feel. Number 2, hidden sodium in processed foods, which raises blood pressure and gradually damages your kidney filters. And number 1, sugar and refined flour, the primary drivers of type 2 diabetes, the leading cause of kidney failure worldwide. You are not powerless against a single one of these. Every item on this list is something you can act on. Today, right now, without waiting for a referral or a specialist's appointment, standing up every hour, reading a nutrition label, choosing water over soda, trying whole grain bread this week. These are not small things. For your kidneys, these choices are everything, and I want to say this directly to you because I genuinely mean it. You came to this video because you care about your health, because you're paying attention, because you're not willing to just let things happen to you. That is not nothing. That is the most important starting point there is. If this video gave you one thing you didn't have before, a clearer picture, one new habit to try, one conversation to have with your doctor at your next appointment, then it did exactly what I hoped it would. Tell me in the comments, which of these 4 was the one you hadn't fully thought about before? I read this community's comments carefully, and your answers genuinely shape the videos I make next. And if someone you love is dealing with kidney disease, diabetes, or high blood pressure, share this with them. Not as a favor to me, because this is the kind of information that can change what their next doctor's visit looks like. I'm Dr. Grace Wells. Thank you for giving this time to your health. Your kidneys are working for you right now, without pause, without complaint, every single second of your life. Give them something back.